So hello guys, this guy Jagmeet Singh. So welcome Jagmeet to the YouTube channel. So guys, after getting so many requests, DMs and comments on the video for the mechanical thing, so I'm basically from computer science. So finally I get one guy for you guys who is in mechanical, who has done his undergrad in mechanical and in Lakehead University and doing the job in the mechanical field here and in the company in the town. So guys, this is guys Omar. Thanks man for coming on the channel.
No doubt.
He's my gym partner too. I got a gym there. Okay, so I'm basically gonna interview him. Ask some of the questions about mechanical fields, his experience and all in the Lakehead. So get into this video. और guys ये वीडियो लास्ट तक देखना क्योंकि इसमें मैं हर चीज़ के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन लेने वाला हूँ, like studies, then his experience in Lakehead, the job hunt, and then after that securing the job and how's the fields in the job perspective in the mechanical field और कैसा scope है इसका, सब कुछ मैं information. So Omar, first of all, how's it going?
Hey, not bad, man. It's been good. Winter is finally.
We're
getting a bit of that nice weather now, so.
Yeah, winter is there, guys. You're not an international student, right?
No.
You were born.
I was born in West Africa.
West Africa.
A country called Benin.
Okay.
In French, it's Benin, and I immigrated to Canada in 2005.
Okay, to Edmonton, right?
To Edmonton, exactly, correct. So I lived in Edmonton most of my life, and then I did my undergrad, or actually my college diploma there. And then it's only in 2016 that I transferred to Lakehead University to take advantage of their.
So how was your experience at Edmonton? How was the life there?
It was good. I mean, I
you enjoyed the life, most of the part of it.
Of
right?
course, you kind of have to make the best of it. I still got family and lots of friends that are still in Edmonton and everything like that, right? So it was a very fruitful experience. But sometimes you grow out of places, and I knew that I didn't want to stay in Alberta just because it's so tied to oil
and distractions.
What's that?
And too many distractions, or what?
Oh, not really. Not necessarily. It's a big city, right? It's a city of 1 million plus people. And
is it?
Yeah, it's a pretty big city.
Bigger than Thunder Bay, right?
Oh, 100%. By far. But Thunder Bay is big, but it's not that big, right? So, I knew that I didn't want to stay in Alberta unless I could find a job that's not tied to oil, right? So that's why I was okay coming back to Thunder Bay to work. But I did come back. I didn't come to Thunder Bay in 2016. I did the engineering transfer program that they have here.
So what did the hobbies that you collected, what you were pursuing as a hobby, right? Okay, you were studying, but what you were doing for the enjoyment at Edmonton was the things.
In Edmonton, I didn't really Edmonton was kind of like my growth period, right? So it was my period of really finding myself and having my fun and everything like that. So it included sports, video games, right? I play video games with my friends a lot. Going out to parties and stuff like that, right? So that was the
big lad, right?
Exactly. You enjoyed it, right? And then coming to Thunder Bay and stuff, it was a little bit different because I still enjoyed a little bit of the parties and everything like that. But it was studying was a lot more important.
So
right?
The next question is that, okay, you studied, obviously you go to high school and there in Minton, then why coming to the engineering field? How did you come I have to pursue the engineering thing now? Okay,
well, I will say that it was mostly from my dad.
Okay, so guys, it's same in the culture here too. My dad is also an engineer, my brother is also an engineer, and I'm an engineer too. So same thing in their culture too, right?
Exactly. Oh, exactly, right?
Yeah, so someone has to be done. Has to pursue that.
Someone has to do it, and he kind of pushed for it from a very young age.
Okay.
But I was never that good of a student, so I didn't really think it was going to be an opportunity for me to actually do engineering.
Okay.
Because throughout high school I just kind of hung out with my friends and everything like that. I didn't really do too much studying. I wasn't right.
Okay.
So when I finished high school, I was kind of figuring out, well, I know I'm going to need to upgrade my courses. So I went and I upgraded my courses to get the grades up. And my dad finally, he was successful in convincing me to go into engineering. But when I decided I was going to do engineering, I knew right off the bat that mechanical was the only discipline that I wanted to do.
Okay, so there are different fields of that, right?
Yeah,
there's civil engineering.
Yeah, there's civil. You have chemical. Exactly.
Okay.
in Alberta, petroleum is even a discipline. There's electrical.
So like it's a big thing in Alberta, like petroleum engineering.
Oh yeah, like I mean, because Alberta is oil, right?
Oh.
Like it's very. It's
So
an
guys, there's
oil-driven-
another info. Alberta is basically made for like oil, petroleum. Those who want to pursue the field, they should go to Alberta.
Yeah, like.
But
it's-
you were some part. You were like sometime you were in the Alberta too, right? You pursue something there in University of Alberta.
Yeah. I did go. So that's what I mean. So he was successful, and then I went to the University of Alberta. I was able to actually get in.
Oh.
So I went to the U of A, and
As a
what's that?
which like
Well, the thing is at the U of A is the first year is general.
okay,
Right, so you don't-
same like B.Tech to back in
Exact-
India.
well-
like everyone studies the same thing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone studies the same thing the first year, and
Okay.
based on your grades, you get to pick where you want to end up. But
Okay.
all those different other disciplines also have a grade requirement,
Oh,
right? An overall
okay.
grade requirement for you to be able to get in there. So I didn't do so well my first year.
Okay.
You
It's
know,
everyone's same. I would
exactly.
say,
Too much freedom. You know, lots
you
of
just come to the new things.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
know, made brand new friends and everything like that. A little bit more freedom away from the parents and
Yeah.
everything, right? So I knew that I wasn't going to get into mechanical.
Okay.
So to me, that kind of capped off my time there. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do electrical. I don't want to do computer. I don't want to do civil.
Okay.
It was solely mechanical for me. Like I knew that for
That's a bit different choice, because when I was studying in my B.Tech, my undergrad, I have to study the mechanics and all.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need my friends. Hey bro, guys, I need your help. I don't figure out like which force is going there,
Yeah.
torque and all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm badly bad at it.
Yeah, well, like for me, I knew it was going to be mechanical just because like of my interest, right? Like I was interested in cars and all those things. And,
Okay.
You know, so like, you know, aviation, and so I knew that I wanted to kind of work in a field that kind of dealt a little bit in that aspect of it.
Okay.
You know, civil is cool, but it seemed a little too boring to me.
Okay.
Electrical, I knew it was going to be like a lot of math, a lot of, you know, basically sitting at the computer coding. It sounds like. Same with computers, right? I was like,
Okay.
not really.
You don't like coding, eh?
Well, it's not that I don't like coding. Like I know it's a very good skill to have because nowadays it is everywhere.
It's booming, yeah.
It's
like
booming.
you can like see there's some startups opening in the Thunderbird, man.
Exactly.
Like it's so
right?
far away from
exactly,
yeah.
because you can literally pick up a laptop
Yeah.
and you can develop something,
Yes.
right? From and the thing is now
And the
in the
thing
work
is, it
from,
can also scale to the people using
exactly,
it.
and now with the work from home culture, you can basically start a collaboration with someone who lives in a different province,
Yeah.
but you guys can still collaborate on the same code, right? Just with the way the systems are built now. But at the time, you know, mechanical was the only thing, and I don't regret
Yeah.
going into mechanical because I don't think I would have done nearly as well
Okay.
in computer or any other. Like I would have been maybe okay with civil, but that's really essentially it. But you know, once I figured out that I was not going to be able to get into mechanical at the U of A,
Okay.
I ended up leaving, and I went to the college, the Polytechnic in.
So first
Edmonton.
year you started with the University of Alberta as an engineer. You get into the engineering field in applied, right? In
The engineering,
undergrad.
program
undergrad.
there, yeah.
And then you you figured out now you have to pursue the mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
Right? Then you moved back towards, you were not able to score good in Alberta,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you moved that to Polytechnic thing. That's
Exactly.
basically the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
there's another college, or is it a university or college?
It's a college.
It's a college.
Yeah, yeah.
So you moved back to the college for the Polytechnic in the mechanical thing.
Yeah, and the mechanics. So I got it, and this was crazy because like when I figured out that I wasn't gonna go back to the U of A, I immediately applied at NAIT, and it was I had petroleum and mechanical as my two top choices.
Okay.
Because I was kind of looking like, well, what do I want to do and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, and petroleum was at the time was going crazy in Alberta, so everybody wanted to go into petroleum. So there was a very big wait list and everything, and mechanical was the same thing. I literally didn't find out I got into the diploma program until a week before classes started.
Oh,
Yeah, because I was
so
basically
close,
at that,
eh?
well, yeah, at that point I was like, you know what, I guess I'll just take a year off, because like I couldn't get in.
So you're the point of take a leave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I was actually at work when they called me, and I was just about to head away from my break, so I would have missed their call if they hadn't called me at the perfect time. So I literally picked up the phone and I was like,
works
hello?
according
And
to
he's
that.
like, yeah, we have one more spot left in the, we have a spot that became available in the mechanical engineering diploma program if you want. I was like, yes, like, okay, you have to make the payment now. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I quickly went, I grabbed my stuff, so like, that's how I got into the program a week before classes started.
Man,
it was crazy.
okay.
But, that
Things
was...
worked out, eh? That
It worked out.
Things worked out.
Yeah, exactly. And the diploma program really opened my eyes to kind of a little bit of what the engineering field could be. aside from what you think it is supposed to be.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I like about the colleges, right?
Yeah.
They directly go and make you study towards what the field requirement are.
Exactly, right?
They don't go that deep, and they just give you the overview and they'll tell you like, okay, so this is gonna be important in the field. You have to study this.
Yeah.
That's basically a really good thing about the colleges here.
No, exactly, and the thing too is that the colleges are kind of they're geared towards whatever industry is dominant where the college is.
Yeah.
Right. So in Southern Ontario, if you're close to an auto manufacturer, they'll try and gear you towards a little bit of that because there's some students that don't want to go the engineering, the full engineering route, so they just want to go straight to work. So they gotta have skills that are needed by the industry for them to be able to get that job, right? So, but no, it was a really good experience because I met some amazing professors, right? NAIT, that really just kind of they had worked in the field, right? So they had worked as engineers in the field, and
then they came back to
came back to basically teach, and they were able to offer a lot of valuable real world examples of when they actually had to basically use some of the stuff that we were learning in class.
That's
right?
cool.
So
because they have the experience, right?
Exactly. And I'm not saying the theory is bad. The theory is good as well, but like
practical is important.
Practical is important, and being able to really see how what I'm trying to learn, because I'm writing down all these formulas, all these definitions.
I remember. I know.
But then someone comes out and tells me, "Hey, I was actually doing this one problem with my coworker, and we kind of applied this and everything like that." And they go on tangents and stuff like that, And to me, I find that really valuable because it renewed my interest in engineering, right? So because of that experience at NAIT, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and do the actual full thing again.
So then you're gonna decide like, okay, so now you're gonna pursue the whole degree of
exactly.
Okay.
And that's where I found there's two places. You have campus and college.
So just a quick thing, just to get the things clear. So you study Alberta 1 year, move back to the Polytechnic thing for 2 years of NAIT in the mechanical field, and then you get more interested towards it. You want to think like, okay, I want to pursue more and more deeper towards this mechanical field. Then you come up, okay, so now you want the whole degree of it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So then you for degree you applied like. So how this come up with the Lakehead thing? Like why Lakehead and why Thunder Bay and all?
On the website for NAIT, there's that what to do after your program thing, right? So you go there.
Career prospects.
Exactly, career prospects and what other students have done and everything. And you have two at the time. There were mainly two universities or colleges that kind of offered the transfer option. You had Campbellton College, which was in BC, and you had Lakehead University here. So Campbellton College was a slightly longer program, right? So if you go on the Lakehead website, it tells you 2 + 2. You get your degree essentially. So in 4 years.
So either it's your demand, like you want to get a diploma, just go after 2 years and you're done. If you want to go degree, then stay for 4 years and then you get the degree.
Well, you stay for extra 2 years, right? That's how I read it on the Lakehead University website. So I was like, okay, so I do 2 more years and I'll have my degree. And then at Campbellton College, it's 3 years because you have to do a bridging program, and then you have to transfer to the university, and then you have to. So it's essentially 3 years before you get your degree. So to me at the time, the 1 year difference was really big. So that's why I picked Lakehead. Right? I picked Lakehead simply because I was like, you know what? 2 years and I'm done. Like I don't have to wait an
extra year.
Exactly.
Like they were offering the Campbellton College.
Exactly. Right. So I was lucky though coming to Lakehead because I only had 2 makeups. Right. I've heard people that have a ridiculous amount of makeups and they don't actually finish in 2 years. It's impossible. Right. There's no way.
You get hard on yourself, right?
Exactly. Right. So that's how I ended up at Lakehead.
So you come at Lakehead in 2016, right? So till 2015 you were done with NAIT, and now then 2016 you came here.
No, 2016. I finished NAIT 2016. April 2016.
And then fall 2016 you were here, right?
July 2016.
Oh, you were too fast.
Well, because the transfer program started in July, right? So I finished in April at NAIT, and I had applied for Lakehead, back in October. I got in, and I was here. July.
So you were already preparing at the NAIT.
Exactly.
Okay. So and then you came here in 2016 July, and then you started degree, right? So
exactly.
How was the thing? So you getting relatable things from NAIT and then study at Lakehead? The subjects related?
Yeah, no, they're comparable, right? So the transfer program, the way I understand it, is to be kind of a bridging program, right? So it's, you have some fundamental knowledge from the college program.
Okay.
And now it's just a matter of going deeper and providing you with the theory behind everything and how you get to the formulas that you're using in your college program and everything like that, right? So that's kind of where you get the full-fledged experience for the degree. So it was a bit of a continuation, but I definitely found that my time at the University of Alberta helped me a lot more, because that first year we covered a lot of the stuff.
Okay.
And when I came to Lakehead, I just kind of restarted remembering.
So you were able to relate it. Okay,
exactly.
So this is what I studied there, and now this is the things going
right.
on.
So it started to come. It came back to me fairly quickly.
Okay.
And I think that helped me a lot in kind of being able to be successful that first year here at Lakehead. The fourth year is a little bit different, obviously, because you have different classes that you may have not seen before, and there were classes that in the third year as well that I hadn't seen before, but because I had
something has to be new, right?
Exactly, right. So overall, the experience was it was tough, but we
that's what my next question is like. So it's very much what I hear from different mechanical. My brother is also in mechanical, so he's saying every time when I see him, he's always studying and just getting so mental pressure with this all big formulas, and I got stressed bro, why are you writing such a big long formulas, doing calculations, and he has this much bunch of his notes every time, and then I see my notes, there's nothing on that, everything is on my computer, just laptop away, that's all. So was it very much tough or stressful Lakehead or what?
Oh, definitely. I mean, there were some stressful times. The most stressful time probably for me was when I had 5 final exams back to back.
Oh.
So that year I took 8 courses in this was third year. I was taking 8 courses in the first semester, and I had 7 or something like that in the second semester.
8 courses in one semester, in 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, just so you know, I'm in masters, and bearing 3 courses a semester is a big task for me. And these guys are beating 8 because there's a plagiarism thing. We can't copy the assignment. Say, guys, you'll be messed up if you do that. I got it. So don't ever do that. And the exams and subjects are not simply that we have it in India. Just copy the assignments. Okay, this is the project work. Getting the different alumni project and just boom and done. No, does not happen here.
Yeah.
They have the record of everything. They have the different professional tools to judge that. So you can't mess around with the professors here. And then in that particular condition, doing the 8 subjects is a big task, man. It's a big task.
It was tough, and that was very stressful because, like I said, I had 5 exams back to back. And that was the first stretch.
Oh, okay. So in the first semester you experienced this.
Oh yeah, but then after those 5 exams, I still had 2 more exams to write. Right. So that was very stressful because you study so hard for the first 5, and then you have to continue studying for 2 more exams, even though your brain is just so it was not easy, but I will say that you get what you put in. Right?
It's a fruitful thing for you.
It's 100%. This is if you come in here and you're willing to put in the time, you're willing to put in the work, you are going to succeed. Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not for everybody because putting in that type of work and the time that's requires a lot of discipline. Right. And if your heart is not in it from the start, it's going to be very, very tough for you to sit at a desk for 10 hours a day studying, and
so
trying
putting 10 hours a day studying.
Well, it's kind of a requirement. You know what I mean? It's everybody's different, right? Some people are just gifted, right? And they pick things up very, very easily, very, very quickly. I'm not one of those people. I needed to spend that time because it would give me peace if I know that I put in as much time as possible to study something, right? So
you're a hard worker. Right?
Well, you try to be, right? Because I learned that about myself after the U of A. It's I needed to put that time in. I needed to put that extra time in to fully understand the concepts. Because what it did for me is it killed my anxiety a little bit. When I walked into the test, knowing that I studied as much as I can, right? Which allows for my mind to be clearer and actually allows me to read the problems and actually try and determine a solution instead of just reading the problem and starting to panic, right? Because before that's what happened is, I would try and study and I think I'd studied enough, but then I come to the exams, I don't feel prepared, right? So if you walk into the exam and you don't feel prepared at all, you were basically doomed from the start. Like it's very difficult to come back from that because you'll open that exam,
scary,
and if the first question is very daunting, how are you supposed to kind of overcome that feeling of I'm not prepared, I'm not going to do well, I'm not gonna, you know, like, so for me, you could say overstudying allowed for me to kill that anxiety. So I'd walk into the exam knowing that I put in the most amount of time, I'm confident in myself that I've studied enough for the exam. Anything that happens now, it's because either I didn't grasp it very well, or you know the prof just wrote a ridiculously impossible exam. You know what I mean? That was my.
So you're giving your all 100%.
100%,
right? Yeah.
And that's what's required, right? Like it's not an easy program, right? You can say that Lakehead was easier and stuff like that, but it's not, engineering in general is not an easy program. You know what I mean? Like okay, so you started with like 8 subjects, then like the things getting easy after the time by time, or like it was same for no, I mean like you could say it gets a little bit easier because in 4th year, let's say you have your degree project. Okay. Right? Your degree project counts as one course, but it's a course for the full year. So it's one course, but you know, because the way the degree project, it's essentially get a group together and you work on a project, and then you have at the end of the year you have to give a presentation for that project. You have to write reports, midterm reports and stuff like that, right? So because of that, because you don't have to attend a class per se for that project, it doesn't feel as a class, so it makes your course load that little bit smaller. Right? And then some of the classes in 4th year, I won't say that they're easy because they're not, but they can seem a little bit easier. The course load is a little bit lighter, you know, and also because internally within yourself, you know that you're at the gates. Like, you know, like I only need to do one more year and then I'm done. So you start to think that things are a little bit easier because you're so close to finishing, right? So
like you get the momentum of that. Right?
Exactly.
So like, okay, so what about the assignments? Like very much tough, or you know, it's just like okay.
Definitely. Yeah. It's like the assignments are not easy, right? The assignments, you get weekly assignments. It's usually,
but like you're saying that you have 8 subjects, and then every subject has the assignment for sure, right?
Well, not sometimes, maybe not. Sometimes.
Is it?
Well, it depends on the course, right? Some professors, they don't believe in assignments, so they prefer giving you in-class quizzes every week or something like that instead, right? So it's like they'll give you a quiz during 1 week, and that's going to be your assignment. So you basically just study the whole week, so you can
just to see that you guys are studying or not that.
Exactly, right? And then there's other classes where they like to give weekly assignments, so they'll give you an assignment every single week. That's to do every single other, you know. So every single week you have something that's required to hand in. So it's a lot to manage, and it requires again like a lot of discipline, you know, a lot of time management. Because
so you're getting assignment every week, right?
Every week, and then you know you have labs on top of that, so you have you have lab reports that you're gonna have to write and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming at you to be due, and then the thing is too, within all that, you have to start studying for midterms, right? So it's
so you have to create your own time. Like, okay, assignments are just the side thing. Exactly. I have to focus more on the midterms.
Well, the assignments count for a lot. So usually they count for at least 10% of your grade. So that's a significant chunk, right? But within all of that, you also have to find the time to actually study. So you can excel on your midterms, right? Because you know you're focused so much on your assignments that you kind of forget, and then you suddenly realize that the midterms coming up, but then you still have assignments due during that time. So you have to find between that time that you're doing the assignments, you have to find the time to also study for the midterms, right? Because it's a little bit different. Like I find that you know when people are working towards assignments, they work towards the assignment to complete it and hand it in, and that's it. Right. So when you do that, you don't necessarily gain the knowledge that's required of the assignment, right? Like the purpose of the assignment is like, you kind of get, again, it's one of those things where you get what you put in, right? So like you can say that, okay, the prof just wants to find a way to give you the grade. But also, you know, because of all the other stuff that you have, you don't have time to just do the assignment and then not study for the course, because it's going to be required for you to study that course at some point. So if all you've been doing is just the assignment and you've just been doing the questions, and then you have your problems, you're able to find the answers, and you're working collaboratively and everything like that, you don't actually understand what the assignments, like what the problems are. When you're actually going to start studying, you're going to be redoing the assignments again, right? Whereas why are you redoing, like in my opinion, like why are we doing the same problems over and over, right? To understand the thing. Whereas if you've done it right the first time and you've understood it, well,
so
you can
there's no need for doing that.
Exactly. When you're studying for the midterm, you can reference the assignment for any time.
So it's like a side tool for getting a good things.
Exactly. And the way I like to do my assignments is that I wouldn't start my assignment until maybe like 3 days before it's due.
Okay.
Because I would try and actually do a lot of practice problems leading up to the assignment. And then I try and do the assignment.
So you seek the solution.
Exactly.
You don't start solving, you just seek it. Okay, so I have to study this, then that.
Well, like, yeah, kind of. Like, so my process was, I know that the assignment's going to come at this time.
Okay.
So, and I look at the assignment, I see what the problems are for the assignment. And then I try to learn some fundamental problems. And then I try to do the assignment without even looking at any solutions or anything like that. Without going to get help from some friends. And I try to do the assignment completely, right? So, just based on what the fundamentals that I learned, the other practice problems that I've done. So what that did for me is that when I hand the assignment in, I actually understood like why I did those problems.
So the main purpose of giving the assignment is solved already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So that's kind of my idea.
Oh, that's good. That's good. If working for you, it's good.
But,
right?
And that's what people need to find. You need to find what works for you.
And so how was this professor? Like the professor really helpful here. Like
I like it.
Supporting. Yeah. Like if you have some queries and all, you just shoot the email.
Some are like they're human at the end of the day, right? So some are better than others. Okay. Right. Some you feel very easy to approach them. And then there's others where you're just like you're not very helpful in any way, shape, or form, right? Okay. So it's hit or miss. Okay. It's hit or miss, right? At the end of the day, they're human. And you can't really help.
Okay, and if you I will say that you have to compare the study of mechanical and the NAIT experience and the Lakehead experience. So which one is better, like NAIT or the Lakehead? Right?
Well, NAIT, it's a little bit tougher because the NAIT professors don't have research requirements, whereas the university professors do. And that brings in a ton of like grants and everything like that in for the program. So they're very focused on that. The NAIT experience was definitely a lot more.
So which will you call like a fruitful thing for you that really helps you for the mechanical? Are there like more parties of NAIT? I know like both play their equal role, but still like if you give like NAIT has done better or like Lakehead has done better for you, but making you go towards mechanical field and then jobs and all.
Probably NAIT. NAIT probably pushed me
a lot
towards that, but that was also tied to the professors as well, right? So you could go to any Polytechnic, and if you don't have good professors that incite you to want to go do more, to do better, well, that doesn't matter, right? Whether you went to college or you went to the university, right? Especially like at the age that you walk in, you're still kind of growing, you're still kind of finding yourself and everything like that. So you do need, I find, it's good to have some good guidance, right? Some people that you're like,
you need a mentor, right?
Exactly. A mentor, right? So at the university it's a little bit tougher to get a mentor like that.
Because professors are always busy with this stuff.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things going on.
Exactly. But some are better than others, right? Some professors here they want to help the student. They understand the value of education, right? So they're here to help the students and everything like that. So it can be fruitful depending on what university you go to. But at the university level, it definitely requires a lot more self-independence than, at the college level, right?
Okay, so for the studies, everything is done. Like you answered all those study questions. And just a final question, and just want to bug you that. What was your percentage? Because in India, like everyone judges you like, okay, how many percentage got? But that's a really bad thing. And I was never scored like mine was 7.3 when I applied for the Lakehead universities and all, and eventually it could bump up to 7.6 till my final set. So how was
7.6? Like 76%?
No, it's not. It's a different scale. Like we get out of 10, and they have different marking schemes.
So so it's at 7.6 out of 10. So it's 76%.
Sort of like that, you could say. Okay. So how much you got like in your in Lakehead?
I honestly can't remember anymore. Honestly, I did get I graduated first class standing, which is like honors.
Okay, so it's more than 80.
It's more than 80, exactly.
Whoa,
right. So
guy, you scored more than 80%. That's a big thing.
Yeah. So like. Yeah. So I did graduate first class standing. So that was nice.
So while studying, you were working somewhere? I mean, a part time.
I didn't. With the course load, I knew that I couldn't do that, right? Especially with the way I wanted to tackle school. Like, you know, the third year, I don't know how I was able to manage it, but I was able to stay away from studying like Sundays. So Sundays before midterms were like my day. I could watch TV all day. I could go work out. I could do whatever. Thank you. But after the midterms, I was at school 7 days a week, right? So you're at school, you know, 7 days a week, and you're studying every single course, right? Because I had that many courses to study, right? So, so I had to study, you know, 7 days a week, and I'm telling you, like, Monday through Friday, you're in classes till about 4 o'clock usually, right? And then you're studying till about 9, 10 o'clock, and then you go home, rinse and repeat.
Oh,
right?
so you're gonna stay like in Lakehead like till 10 o'clock?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 9, 10 o'clock easily.
I remember when I stayed like that just for like 1 or 2 assignment that I got, that's all.
Yeah.
Finally, all questions are done for this thing, so I will come to